All right, welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're going to really get into TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
It's been, well, I mean, it's banned in some places. It's back in others.
Right.
Everyone's got something to say about it.
It really is everywhere.
And, well, it's still just huge. Like, so many people use it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot to work through, too, by the way. There's a
yeah.
bunch of news articles kind of laying out the facts. And then
Yeah.
what's really interesting is we've also got a ton of searches, like what people are actually typing in when they're looking for stuff about TikTok.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It gives us a real look into
Like their concerns.
anxieties, just what people are wondering about with all this going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to try to give you the clearest picture we can of what's going on with TikTok right now.
Right.
Why there's so much like debate around it.
Yeah.
And what it all means for people who use it.
Especially those who use it. Yeah.
Especially if you're one of the millions. Right.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Click on those short videos.
Well, and, going through all the sources.
Yeah.
What I noticed, what was really interesting to me, is how different the news is from what people are actually looking for.
Right.
It's like everyone knows about the whole TikTok drama, but it seems like nobody really knows, like, what to believe or what it means for them personally.
Exactly. So let's jump right into it.
Okay.
I mean, the biggest question is it banned?
Right.
Like, is TikTok actually banned?
Well,
our sources talk about India. I know they banned it back in 2020.
Yeah.
But what about everywhere else?
So it's not a simple yes or no.
Okay.
It's really more of it's like a patchwork, right?
A patchwork.
Yeah, of different restrictions.
Oh. Yeah.
Some places have totally banned it.
Okay.
Some have like temporary bans, and then they
go back and forth.
Back and forth, exactly.
Yeah.
And some are still fighting it out in court.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of court battles, our sources mention the U.S. a lot.
Right.
I remember the whole thing with the Trump administration trying to ban it.
Yeah.
They said it was like a national security risk or something.
Yeah, so the argument was that because ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, is based in China,
right,
that user data could be accessed by the Chinese government.
Really?
Yeah, so they were worried about, data being transferred, censorship of anything that criticized China.
Oh, wow.
And even the possibility of it being used for propaganda or...
Propaganda?
Yeah, or espionage.
That's a
bit more serious.
It's a little more serious than, like, teenagers dancing, right?
Yeah, a bit more than dance crazes, yeah.
So, but the courts blocked that ban, didn't they?
They did,
right.
Yeah. Basically what the court said was the Trump administration hadn't really shown enough evidence of a real and immediate threat. Okay.
To, justify banning the whole thing.
Gotcha. So it wasn't like an imminent threat.
Right. So the Biden administration, they're not trying to ban it completely.
Okay.
But
they're still
definitely focused on TikTok.
Oh, yes.
And they're really putting the pressure on ByteDance to follow U.S. regulations for data security, privacy, that sort of thing.
So all those worries about data, about it being misused, that hasn't really gone, then...
Not really, no.
And that explains why so many countries are kind of wary of TikTok?
Exactly. It's tricky because it's all tangled up in...
With what?
Well, in this bigger, geopolitical tension between the U.S. and China.
Right.
So it's not just data. It's also about...
It's about control.
Control, yeah. Influence. Who gets to, set the rules online in this digital age? I
mean, it's kind of crazy to think that...
An app known for, funny videos and catchy songs is at the center of all this.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. But ByteDance still owns it, right?
They do, yeah.
That's what our sources say, at least.
Majority ownership, yeah.
I thought there was talk about selling it off, to American companies.
Especially when Trump was pushing for the ban. Microsoft, even Oracle, Walmart, they were all in the mix.
Wow.
But, no sale happened in the end.
So it didn't go through.
No, they did ByteDance. I mean, they did partner with Oracle and Walmart. I think that was their way of trying to,
to ease concern.
Yeah, to make the U.S. feel better about the whole data security thing.
So they're trying to find a middle ground. But it doesn't sound like those worries have totally gone away.
No, not completely.
What about people who are, in places where it is banned?
Right.
Our sources mention VPNs.
Yeah, VPN. So that's a
What is that?
It stands for a virtual private network.
Okay.
And basically what it does is it masks your location.
Okay.
So it routes your internet traffic through a server in a different country.
Okay.
So if you connect to, say, a VPN server in a country where TikTok is allowed,
right,
you can bypass the restrictions.
Oh, so you can still use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. It's like, digitally teleporting your phone.
To a place where it's allowed.
Yeah, to a place where TikTok's okay.
Pretty smart. But,
well, there are risks, right?
There are definitely risks.
Like what?
First of all, using a VPN to get around those restrictions might actually break the law.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in some places.
Right.
Or even violate TikTok's terms of service.
Okay.
And you also have to be careful about which VPN provider you use.
Okay.
Some aren't secure, and they could end up, compromising your data.
Yeah, which defeats the purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's supposed to be about protecting your privacy.
Right.
Not making it worse.
Okay, good point. The sources also mentioned something called APK files.
APKs, right?
What are those? Are they safer?
So APK files are basically like packages, application packages.
Application packages?
For Android. So they let you install an app directly onto your device without going through the App Store.
Oh, okay.
So you can sometimes download these directly from TikTok's website.
Right.
But downloading APKs from sources you don't trust can be really risky.
Risky how?
You could end up with an app that has malware.
Oh, no.
Or that steals your data.
So it's basically the same problem as the
very simple
VPN, right?
Yeah. If you don't know where it's coming from, it could be bad news. So if you're going to do that, you got to be careful.
Very careful, yeah.
Make sure it's from a good source, like TikTok's actual website.
Exactly.
Okay. But with all this uncertainty, it makes you wonder, like, what are the alternatives?
Yeah, good question.
If you love those, the short videos, but you're worried about all this drama.
Well, there are some really good alternatives,
Like what?
Instagram Reels.
Oh.
YouTube Shorts. Yeah. Snapchat Spotlight. They've all kind of...
Yeah.
They're all competing for that.
Same audience.
Yeah, the same audience.
Right.
And they're doing a lot of the same stuff.
Same kind of videos.
Yeah, short, fun videos.
Yeah.
Music, filters, editing tools.
Yeah, so they're giving TikTok a run for its money.
They really are, yeah.
It's amazing, though, that TikTok still has such a...
I know, right?
Like a huge impact.
It's massive.
All around the world.
It really is a cultural force.
Viral dances and challenges.
Yeah.
Educational content.
Right.
Even political activism.
Oh, wow.
It's given so many people a platform to, share their talents, build careers even.
It's pretty incredible.
But the future's still so uncertain. And that's making a lot of users, it's making them nervous.
Anxious, yeah.
Yeah, they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And these search queries, we've got all this data. It really shows what they're hoping for.
What they're worried about.
Yeah, what they're worried about and what they'll do to keep using the app.
That's a perfect, that's perfect for the next part.
Okay.
We're going to dive into those searches, those anxieties, those hopes.
Sounds good.
But first, let's just take a second.
Okay.
I mean, TikTok has been on a wild ride.
Yeah.
It's been banned, unbanned.
Back forth.
Everyone's arguing about it. And it's still this huge cultural thing. Yeah. So what does that tell us about social media in general?
Right.
Like the whole relationship between
the platforms.
Yeah, platforms, governments, us, the users.
It's a big question.
It is a big question.
And those searches might hold some clues.
Yeah, they might.
Stay tuned because after the, we're going to dive into what people are really searching for, what it tells us about, their hopes and feels for TikTok. So stick around.
We'll be right back.
Okay, so let's get into these user searches.
Yeah, these searches.
It's like we can see right into what TikTok users are thinking.
Their anxieties.
Anxieties, hopes.
Yeah.
Even some clever workarounds.
It really is amazing what you can find out from, what people are typing in.
What they're looking for.
Yeah, it's like a real-time look.
A snapshot.
At what everyone's thinking.
Exactly.
What's standing out to you?
Well, the first thing is just how many searches there are.
Okay.
About the bans, about the restrictions. Oh, yeah, tons of them. Like
what?
Is TikTok banned?
Okay.
Is TikTok banned and then they'll put a country.
Right.
When is TikTok coming back?
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
And it just shows how much confusion there is.
People don't know.
They don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
what's allowed, where it's allowed.
It's hard to keep track.
It really is, with all the different rules everywhere.
Yeah, with that patchwork, yeah.
And beyond just, like, knowing if it's banned or not, people want to know how to get it back.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so we see searches like how to get TikTok back, how to download TikTok if it's banned.
Wow.
That kind of thing.
It seems like people really, they don't want to give it up.
They don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
It's become, like, a part of their lives.
It's ingrained, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not just going to,
just let it go.
Yeah, they're looking for solutions.
Right.
They're trying everything they can.
To keep using it.
To stay connected.
It's really a testament to how powerful it is.
Yeah, how addictive it is.
Yeah, addictive. It's got this hold on people. And it's not just, for fun either.
Right.
Some people, this is their job.
Exactly. For creators.
Yeah.
This is how they make money.
They could lose their income.
Yeah. If they lose access, they lose their livelihood.
That's a big deal.
It is. And you can see that urgency in the searches.
Speaking of jobs and money.
Oh, right.
I'm curious about the searches about ownership.
Okay.
You mentioned before that ByteDance still owns TikTok.
They do.
Do people know that?
It seems like they do.
Okay.
And they're trying to figure out what it means.
Really?
Yeah. We're seeing searches like,
what?
Who owns TikTok now?
Go ahead.
Is TikTok owned by China? And even like, what is ByteDance? So they're realizing this isn't just a simple ban. It's
connected to.
Yeah, it's tied up in this whole corporate.
Yeah, international relations.
Worship thing, international relations.
It's like they're starting to see the bigger picture.
Yeah, they're connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Between the app on their phone and global politics.
Yeah, wow. And some are even thinking about investing.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're seeing searches for
like TikTok stock.
TikTok stock, yeah.
ByteDance stock.
How to invest in TikTok.
That's pretty savvy.
It is. It's like
they're looking past the.
Yeah, they're not just seeing a threat. They're seeing opportunity.
Like potential profit.
Yeah, if TikTok can get through this.
But they get out of this whole mess.
They think they could make some money.
That's a whole other angle to this, yeah.
It's fascinating.
It is. But what about the people who are.
Like getting a little worried about all this?
Right.
Are they looking for
other options?
Yeah, for other apps, for alternatives?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of searches for apps like TikTok.
Right.
Best alternatives to TikTok.
Okay.
And even specific apps like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Snapchat Spotlight.
So they're having their bets?
They are. They're looking around.
Makes sense.
They want to keep their options open.
This whole situation might actually help.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, it might give those other apps a boost.
It could, yeah. Competition's a good thing.
It is. It
makes companies, step up their game.
Innovate. Do new stuff.
Right. They have
to keep users.
Yeah, keep people engaged.
And for users, it means more choices.
More choices, yeah.
More control over their online lives.
Exactly.
Let's go back to the searches about the bans. There's a lot of confusion about why.
Why?
Like, what's the reason?
It's not always clear.
Are people digging deeper than just
TikTok banned?
Yeah. Are they going beyond that?
They are. We're seeing searches like, why is TikTok getting banned again?
Okay.
What did TikTok do wrong? Is TikTok spying on me?
Wow.
So they're not just like accepting the news. They're trying to understand
the reasons.
Yeah, the reasoning, especially about data.
Data privacy, yeah.
Data privacy, security, that sort of thing.
It's good that people are.
It is, yeah.
Like becoming more aware of this, wanting to know more about
their data.
Their data, yeah.
It's a good sign.
It is.
It means they're being more critical.
Yeah, of the
technology they use.
Right.
They're asking questions.
But it also, it suggests.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey there. Welcome to Good Advice Giver. First, we want to start by saying a massive thank you for tuning in today. Whether you're a long-time listener or you're joining us for the first time, we're truly grateful to have you here. We know you've got a lot of options when it comes to podcasts, so the fact that you're spending your time with us means the world. So thank you.
That's right. We're excited to have you with us because here on Good Advice Giver, we cover just about everything. Whether you're interested in sports, relationships, sex, Money, finances, business, digital marketing, music, education, movies, comedy, or something else entirely. We've got it all. No topic is off limits here, and we dive deep into real, meaningful conversations that matter.
We've also got a mix of male and female hosts, so you're always getting a well-rounded perspective on every topic we cover, from business strategies to personal development, from car shopping to digital products like affiliate marketing. We bring a little bit of everything to the table. Our goal is to offer advice, insights, and some laughs along the way to make sure you feel welcome and engaged, no matter what brought you here.
And it doesn't stop there. We're not just about giving great advice, we're about action. On this podcast, we even sell products and services we believe in, from affiliate marketing opportunities to cars and more. So whether you're looking to boost your business or find practical ways to improve your everyday life, you're in the right place.
As always, we want you to stay connected with us. Be sure to download this episode so you can listen anytime, anywhere, whether you're commuting, working out, or just relaxing. And while you're at it, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. That's the best way to stay in the loop for upcoming episodes, behind-the-scenes content, and even giveaways.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're posting extra content there, including video podcasts and deep dive discussions you won't want to miss. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what topics you want to hear more about.
Lastly, check out the link below in the description for exclusive offers, resources, and more ways to connect with us. We're here for you, and we can't wait to bring you more valuable content. Thanks again for tuning in to Good Advice Giver. Let's get started.
What's that?
There's some distrust there.
Yeah, definitely.
If people are searching, is TikTok spying on me?
Right.
It means they're not really sure.
They don't totally believe the reassurances.
From TikTok.
From people who are against the bans.
It's understandable, though.
It is, I mean.
With all the news, the opinions.
Yeah, there's so much information out there.
Everyone's saying...
hard to know.
Different things.
Well, I have to believe.
Yeah, it's like a minefield out there.
It really is.
Trying to figure out what's true.
Exactly.
So what's the... what are the key takeaways from all this?
Okay, so from these searches...
What
we can see is, number one, people are confused.
Okay.
They don't understand the bans.
They're inconsistent, right?
Inconsistent, yeah. And the reasons are often...
they're complicated.
Complicated, yeah. Full of jargon.
Yeah.
Geopolitical stuff, it's hard to follow.
Yeah, it's hard for the average person
Very hard.
to understand what's really going on.
Exactly.
And it's not just confusion, it's
anxiety.
Anxiety, yeah.
These searches about,
how to get it back.
How to get it back. When is it coming back?
Yeah.
That shows real fear of losing something that they value that's important to them.
TikTok is more than just an app.
Right, for a lot of people.
For a lot of people,
it's a community.
Yeah.
A way to express themselves.
Yeah.
To connect with others.
A way to have fun.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
And losing that's
like a personal loss.
It is. It's like a loss, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reminder that we really rely on these online platforms.
Yeah, this is digital spaces.
For a sense of belonging.
For
feeling like you're part of something.
Exactly.
And then on the other hand, you've got the searches about...
oh, right. The stock searches.
TikTok stock, ByteDance stock.
Yeah, those are interesting.
It shows that people are also thinking about the money.
The financial side of things.
Yeah.
They see the economic forces at play.
It's not just about the emotional connection.
It's about the money, too.
It's about the money, yeah.
It affects them financially.
And then there are the searches for apps like TikTok.
Alternatives.
Yeah.
That shows that people are adaptable.
Okay.
They're not just,
stuck on one thing.
Yeah, they're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Right.
They're looking at other options.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
It is, especially with social media.
Things change so fast.
Things change all the time.
So it's hard to know what's going to happen to TikTok.
Yeah, it's uncertain.
What are the things that will...
the deciding factors.
Yeah, what are the things that will decide its fate?
Well, I think a lot depends on ByteDance and how they handle all these concerns.
About data.
Yeah. Can they convince governments that they're taking it seriously?
That they're protecting user data.
Exactly.
Can they, navigate all the political stuff?
The geopolitical tensions.
Right.
Find a way to work within the rules.
Of all these different countries.
Of different countries, yeah.
It's a tough spot.
It is. It's a balancing act.
They got to make the governments happy.
Right.
But they can't alienate their users.
Exactly.
And they can't, change the app so much that
they can't lose.
Not TikTok anymore.
Its essence.
And then there's the users themselves.
Right.
What are they going to do?
Yeah, their choices matter too.
Will they, stay with TikTok?
Even if it's hard to use it.
Yeah, even if it means
jumping through hoops,
VPNs, APKs, or will they just move on to something else?
Yeah, to an app
it's easier, less drama.
Easier to use, yeah, less hassle.
It's a really interesting
it is.
Case study in how
social media
social media, governments,
evolved,
users, how it's
all connected.
It's
a complex ecosystem.
It is. So as we move into the final part of this deep dive, we're going to look at the
wider implication.
Yeah, the bigger picture.
Of all this.
What does TikTok's future tell us about the future?
Of the internet.
Of the internet, yeah.
Balance of power.
Yeah. Who has the control?
Who's in control?
Yeah. Big questions.
Big questions, yeah.
Stay tuned.
We'll be tackling those next.
We've talked about the bans and the anxieties and the ways people are trying to get around them. But I keep thinking about what this whole TikTok thing says about social media in general.
Yeah, it's all these huge issues are playing out right there on one app.
It really makes you think about the power these platforms have, the influence they have, and how hard it is for governments to, control them.
It's a whole new world.
And those surges we looked at, they show how much people are struggling to understand what's happening.
Yeah, it's not just about TikTok.
Right. It's the rules of the internet are changing and nobody knows what the new rules are.
And it makes us ask what really matters online.
Yeah, what are we trying to protect?
On one side, you've got freedom of expression and creativity and connecting with people.
All that good stuff that TikTok is known for.
Right. But then there's the data privacy, worries national security, the potential for misuse.
So it's individual rights versus
collective security.
Yeah, and it's not just governments that are struggling with this.
Oh, definitely not.
Companies like ByteDance are stuck in the middle, right?
Totally. They're trying to keep the regulators happy without making their users mad.
It's a tough balancing act.
It really is. If they do whatever the government say, they might lose their users' trust.
Because people TikTok is so open and free.
Exactly. That's what makes it fun.
But if they don't do enough, they might get banned or face stricter rules.
They're walking a tightrope.
So how do we find that balance then?
Yeah. How do we make sure people's rights are protected but keep everyone safe online?
And who gets to decide where that line is?
Well, there's no easy answer.
Yeah, it's complicated.
But I think the first step is talking to each other.
Open communication.
Right. Governments need to be honest about why they're concerned and work with companies to find solutions.
Solutions that actually work.
Yeah, and don't stifle creativity or stop people from expressing themselves.
And companies need to be responsible with the data they collect.
Absolutely. Be transparent. Tell people what they're doing with it.
Yeah, be upfront about what they're gathering, how they're storing it, who can see it.
And users, we have a role to play too.
I can't just ignore it all.
Right. We need to understand what we're signing up for when we use these platforms.
Make informed choices about what we share and what risks we're willing to take.
It's everyone's responsibility.
Governments, companies, and users all working together to build the kind of internet we want.
Exactly.
But what if we can't find that balance?
Yeah, what if governments keep cracking down on social media?
It could really hurt online discussions.
People might be afraid to say what they think.
Creativity could be stifled.
And we could end up with a much more controlled internet.
More fragmented, too.
Yeah, where different countries have completely different online experiences.
Which is kind of the opposite of how the internet started.
Right, it was supposed to be open and decentralized.
But now these platforms have so much power.
Governments want to control that power.
And it's not just about control.
It's about values, too.
Different countries having different ideas about what's acceptable online.
Exactly. The TikTok situation shows that really clearly.
What's okay in one place might be seen as a threat in another.
And as these platforms become more global, those clashes are going to happen more and more.
So what does it all mean for the average TikTok user?
The person who just wants to have fun and connect with their friends.
Yeah, they're caught in the middle of all this.
Their favorite app is a pawn in a much bigger game.
And the outcome of that game is going to affect how they experience the internet.
It's a lot to think about.
It really is. But it's important to remember, this is bigger than just TikTok.
It's about the whole future of the internet.
How we interact online, how much control we have.
What we value online.
The decisions we make today are going to shape that future.
Governments, companies, users, we all have a say.
And it's not too late to change course to find solutions that work for everyone.
We can find ways to protect both our security and our freedom.
But it's going to take a lot of work.
Open communication?
Collaboration.
A willingness to face these challenges head on.
This deep dive has been a wild ride. And honestly, we have more questions now than when we started.
That's how it always goes.
But that's a good thing. It means we're thinking critically about these issues.
You're asking the right questions.
We're not just letting things happen.
We're engaging with the issues.
Exactly. And that's what we hope you'll do too.
Don't just scroll and by, think about these things.
Question things. Be part of shaping the digital world you want to live in.
It's your internet too.
So what do you think about the future of social media?
What does TikTok's story tell you about power and control online?
We want to hear your thoughts because this conversation needs everyone's voice.
It's too important to ignore.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into TikTok, and stay tuned for more explorations of the internet.
It's a fascinating place.
Always changing. Always something new to discover.
And we'll be here to guide you through it.
See you next time.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.